This video is for adult collectors. Hi everyone, this is a video review of the Transformers Legacy United Autobots Stand United 5-pack. As you can see, I've got all 5 of the figures out of the box already because I've shown off almost all these figures in my other reviews. Those reviews are of the previous versions of these figures. As you can see, I've got each of them standing in front of their respective portrait on the box. Jazz in front of the picture of Jazz, Sunstreaker in front of the picture of Sunstreaker, Trailbreaker in front of the picture of Trailbreaker, and so on. As usual, I'm going to show you all the sides of the box at the start of this review. So, as I've said, you got portraits of all 5 Autobots on top, so more like half portraits, because you only see the right side of the picture, though on the side you do see entire face. So yeah, though these two look symmetrical, like both sides mirrored, except Trailbreaker. He's got different guns behind him than although on the other side you see Hound, you see Wheel Track, almost looks symmetrical except for this part, which I assume is his shoulder gun here. Then you see the Generation Selects logo, and here you can see on the flap it says, it's the name of the product, Autobots Stand United 5-pack. Right below that, there's some information on the bottom. There's some lines on the bottom. It's part of the design. You can see them continuing from the top, and on the top it says Transformers Legacy United. It's supposed to open like a pizza box, so let's get this opened. There's a barcode right here. I got this from Toy Arena, their booth at the Frankenson Collectibles show in City of Industry, Los Angeles, California. I guess they put stuff in here in case someone tries to run away with it. Actually, I don't even know why it's needed. I guess if someone tries to run away with it, no one's looking, it makes a beeping sound in their security exit device. If you've been to their booth, they have these stands at the entrance, sort of like the ones you see at the library, which will make a sound if you take something out without checking it out. And I guess they turn off the security device when you buy something. I mean, the security device inside what you buy. Anyways, enough of that. Let's take a look inside. You see that more random line pattern on sealing of the lid, and all the figures were strapped down into this cardboard insert. We haven't seen plastic trays in Transformers in years. They did, even though Hasbro did bring back plastic in packaging. Like even Beyblade has a plastic back on their boxes. I feel like we're not getting the plastic back because us Transformers fans haven't been demanding it. I feel like us Transformers fans aren't demanding stuff as much as we should. I mean, the Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series collectors demanded the plastic window packaging back. They got that back. The Beyblade fandom has been demanding more control over their products from Takara Tomy. And now they get the exact same tops Takara Tomy releases in Japan. Imagine what good could be done if Transformers fans demanded things. Anyways, onto this review. going to make a disclaimer right now. I'm not going to transform any of these. It would make a long video. And I've transformed previous versions of these figures. Like Jazz, I did a review where I transformed the Studio Series. I just recently uploaded this was the last video I uploaded before this one of one of the versions of these figures, the Earthrise Sunstreaker, Earthrise Trailbreaker, Earthrise Wheeljack, and the only one I haven't really reviewed a version of is Hound. But I did review and transform Detritus, which is a pre-paint of Hound. The transformation is the same. You can watch that video if you want to know how to transform Hound. Honestly, I'm going to keep all 5 of these in robot mode. I've said in my previous videos, these definitely have much tighter joints than their previous counterparts, and I intend to keep the previous counterparts in their vehicle modes because the previous counterparts, they have looser joints. Also with the newer ones, they don't have the translucent windows that their previous versions did. Translucent windows are nicer for vehicle mode. Alright, let's start off with the main star of this 5-pack. The main reason you're probably getting this Hound. So, like I said, it's a repaint of Detritus, or Detritus was a pre-paint of. I'm using the term pre-paint because some people say pre-tool if mold is intended to be used for something, but then it was used for something else first. That's called a pre-tool. So, so you saw the box. There was no windows. Like I said, I wish we were demanding the windows back. It seems to be paint seems to be scuffed up here. Then. So, fortunately, I didn't find out about that scuffing until after I opened this set. So, Hound. And because I said, because Detritus was a pre-paint of Hound, or rather, Hound was the intended use of Detritus's design. It's got the same accessories and the same shaped front hood for vehicle mode on his chest. His arms and legs are reused from the Siege design, which in fact I've got right here. I actually like the Siege design better. I feel like the chest doesn't feel as fat as one for Hound. This was intended to be the Earthrise or the Earth mode version of this Hound. I actually like the darker green as well as the bigger gun here. Not sure why he has different accessories. Usually the guns are molded with the figure, so repaints typically get the same accessories. So I guess it's molded differently on separate sprues for the sound, so we don't quite get the same guns. You do have the same peg holes on top of here as we do for here. And the unique differences is just the battle damage, which is silver metallic scuffing over here. You got the stars on the shoulders, a star and the Autobot logo on top here. They're quite shiny, but not so on here. There's no shiny background on the Autobot symbol, and just a regular yellow star. I feel like Hashtag didn't really need to remake Hound into a more Earth-fitting vehicle. I feel like they just did anyways, because the other characters had Cybertronian bits on them in the War for Cybertron trilogy, and then they got Earthrise versions, which, with all those Cybertronian bits removed. Fortunately, I never got the Netflix version of this figure. I wanted it. My friend David, who owns the Toys-R-Us store that used to be in Alhambra, Los Angeles, California, had the Netflix version for a while. I thought I could just pick it up at my leisure. It didn't seem like it was going to go anyway anytime soon, but I waited too long. He ran out of the Netflix, and wished I picked it up back then, but I'm still satisfied with this one, and actually like the darker green. It's just this silver metallic scuffing, which I didn't like, but it's not something I can't tolerate. Also, once again, you'll notice you don't see it on the front, but there's a pane window here, whereas it's translucent on the Siege one. There doesn't seem to be any translucent parts with these figures from the Autobots Stand United 5-pack. Actually, I'm taking a look at the figure again. This is quite interesting. The leg seems to be has more molded details here. I know they said they were the same, but that was before when I was looking at. But now that I take a closer look, they do look quite. They're molded differently. But the thighs and the arms seem to be the same. So, yeah, what I said earlier was partially true. Part of the legs were still reused. But you can see it's very hefty retool. Even the crotch is different. I do like the darker colors, but despite me not liking the design or the colors or the accessories as much as the Siege Hound, I still very much like the sound. It is the main reason I got this set. And one thing, again, I do like about this is it doesn't have all that silver metallic scuffing, even though I don't think Hashtag needed to remake Hound into a more Earth vehicle like shape. And also because Hound is one of the characters from G1 I like. Another thing I don't like about this figure is the green thighs and the abdomen. I guess Hashtag did this to prevent it from yellowing, which is what's been happening with their recent white or super light gray plastic. I feel like they should just find a way to fix that problem. I mean, if every Gundam figure could go yellow, definitely an uproar of complaints about that, since a large percentage of Gundams are largely white. And this is in addition to me not liking the scuffed paint. Although I do actually like this missile launcher here. It's actually bigger than the little hound from Siege. I do wish he had the longer sort of machine gun here. Regardless, as I've said before, despite me not liking the shape of the robot mode as much as the Siege one, not liking the colors as much, aside from the lack of any metallic battle damage scuffing. Unfortunately, it's got a bit of actual paint scuffing here, which really shouldn't have. It's supposed to be a clean. This hound is supposed to have a clean look. The accessories aren't as good. Still love this hound nonetheless. And Hound is one of the characters I like from G1. And articulation for these figures should be the same as the previous versions, and Hound is the same as Detritus. So I'm not going to go over articulation either. So, but for looks, next I'm going to go with Jack. So like I've said, paint window where it was translucent, which is good because solid plastic is more durable than clear plastic. Let's see. But it's not really necessary for this to not be transparent. It's not like it's a joint or anything. Some people have complained, like Studio Series Ironhide used plastic joints for its transformation. They're worried it will break. Nevertheless, these figures feel more durable than their previous counterparts overall. The joints feel tighter. So for Wheeljack, as I've said in my previous video for Earthrise Legacy Wheeljack, he's missing some of the logos. It's fine. He never really had them in the cartoon. Still had much of the color he did in the cartoon as well. So I like how these are giving us more tune accurate look. But we do still get silver wings here. We don't get them. It doesn't have the silver on the face. Unfortunate, even if it wasn't silver in the cartoon. I did kind of like the silver mouth plate more. What I did like is not only does it come with a shoulder cannon but an extra gun. You'll notice it's the same. Actually, are these the same gun? I'm not sure if I have these figures holding the correct gun. Alright, so I did check Google Images. Apparently, Wheeljack is supposed to be using this gun. I have no idea why I thought these two guns were the same when I opened this 5-pack. I do like the use of grays, where black was previously used for the Earthrise Kingdom one. Although I don't mind all that much if one is black or gray is used over the other. I guess I do like the gray a bit more. I do appreciate the more tune accurate look, even though I do miss the silver faceplate on Wheeljack. And I'm glad Wheeljack's got a gun now. The problem with the original is the original didn't really have a gun. You could take the shoulder cannon off and have him use it as a gun, but if you've seen the cartoon, he mostly had this cannon on his shoulder, so he wasn't holding anything otherwise, unless you bought a Battle Master. But but like I said, the original version, the elbows were sort of loose. So if you bought say a Battle Master that turned into an axe, and the copy wasn't good, the arm would sort of sag, unfortunately. So glad he's got tighter joints compared to the original two. And overall, this is another great figure in this 5-pack. It's re-release of a great design. This wheeljack is an improvement over the Reveal the Shield wheeljack, which basically was that and Masterpiece wheeljack were the definitive versions before this one. Although I guess it's debatable if this or the Masterpiece are better transformations. Simple but fun. Looks nice in vehicle mode. Also, if just realized there was another gripe I was going to mention, but I forgot while I was talking. I don't like how the hand here has a part of the side kibble. I wish they just found a way to get the hand to come out of the forearm, just like on Sunstreaker, since they have similar transformations. Because if you have it like well, it'll probably never, because if you have it like this big ugly panel will show up. Also, will look monotonous on the back. Next up, Trailbreaker. So I've said before, I do prefer the IW design more, though as a modern representation of his original G1 part. This is a great figure as well. I've owned the Thrilling 30 IW Trailbreaker and Hoist as well. Things I like. You can get this piece on here so to simulate the arm cannon he had. I think it was an arm cannon. I'm not sure if this was like or just a gun that went around his hand. I really like these cannons on the back, if that's what they are. Like the black, or almost black. It's just like a really dark gray, black paint scheme over the hoist design. Really badass. Kind of the molded details. Leg is painted in the slider gray. And like I said, painted windows. Replace the translucent ones from the Earthrise version, which is good. It's overall feels, joints are much more reliable. It feels more durable than the Earthrise version because of the painted solid plastic window. Let's see. Only gripe is how awful this kibble here behind his arms is. I don't think his Masterpiece toy has that, but for price and what the figure does do right, it's got great articulation. Double joint elbow, knees here. Still looks awesome. Transformations, fun, but not complicated. It's a great value, especially if you're new to all these figures and you're paying close to retail for this, which is $100. That's pretty much the same price as the Masterpiece. Also, this guy's vehicle mode is awesome too. If you've seen my Earthrise Trailbreaker design, it's basically the same. Of course, it's got a lighter black color. It's tolerable. It still passes off. It's black. I didn't even notice it was a really dark gray until I started doing this video and started about how blacks were replaced with grays. Speaking of which, another example of this is the Sunstreaker. You can see compared to the Earthrise one, dark gray used. I've said this is actually the version that's less accurate to his G1 self. It doesn't have, because if I remember right, the head and other parts as such, where it's gray, was actually black. It seems to be, I guess it's a really dark gray, so it could pass as black if you don't own the original Earthrise Sunstreaker. But putting these two next to each other, this one seems more accurate, because I remember the head and such were black in the comics and cartoons. But what this does do right, compared to the other 4 figures in this line, is that the vehicle mode looks great in vehicle mode too. Because if you notice this, the yellows and the arms don't match up, so this chest. Not so here. It seems like we get the same orange plastic, orangey yellow plastic used for the chest. What's also great, it says it had, just like Wheeljack, he has the extra gun. Well, I said he didn't really have a gun in his Earthrise version. I just sort of had to take the engine out, and then have like this strange looking sort of ray gun. So and it didn't even look like a gun until you had it get into a position where you can see his hand. It just look like a strange hand, strange part of his arm here. If you just have his arm straight like so. But he didn't really need to display the engine with the back here. It's not an essential part like Wheeljack's shoulder cannon. It's another difference. I just noticed this. I didn't even see it in the Sunstreaker review. Part of the leg down here is painted black, whereas this entire area is gray. I guess this is the one where it's most likely to be better in vehicle mode than robot mode, because the gray parts aren't completely dark and black, and all the yellows match for vehicle mode. But even then, robot mode has tighter joints. It's got a better, well, I guess you could give this gun to the Earthrise Sunstreaker, but tight joints is really important to me on a Transformer. Also, this is a great chance to pick up Sunstreaker if you don't already own the Earthrise version. It's using dark grays instead of black on the figure, but the joints are tighter. Vehicle mode looks better because all the orange, yellowy parts match up in tones of color. And it comes with a gun that looks like a gun. And even though the shade of black isn't quite right, I do like how that paint is the shoulders. As well. And the chest should be more durable as well. I do like how they actually didn't just use translucent plastic and paint it, make it not match up with the other yellows of the figure. And this design is just a great representation of Sunstreaker. Head sculpt's nice. Transformation's nice. Has all the articulation you'd expect from a Generations figure. Vehicle mode looks great too. All in all, this is a great design for Sunstreaker. Position Trailbreaker, so you can see him better. All right, let's move on to Jazz. This is the and this the others painted to resemble how he looked in the cartoon, and especially because this is a Studio Series 86 version based directly how he looked in that movie. The reason we got a Studio Series figure with these other four is because Hashtag did cram in G1 figures in Studio Series because they appeared in the 86 movie as an attempt to push out more G1 characters. Remember back during the Reveal the Shield Generations days, we were getting G1 Transformers in 2 different lines, which is what is happening right now. And as a result, Jazz doesn't have the... But this Jazz, unlike the Reveal the Shield one, doesn't have the wings. Unfortunate, because it did like the wings, even if they're not from the cartoon. I think his G1 toy had it, but not included. It's not in the movie. I wish I had the option of having it, because I remember Flame Toys Jazz, and even the upcoming 3-0 Jazz show him having those wings, which I guess is nice and helps to sell those figures because they're really expensive. So yeah, I do. Like I said in the Studio Series Jazz review, I like how this version, you have the blue continuing closer to the neck. It is more accurate, so we don't see the silver for the face, which I guess that makes the mouth harder to see, but it's fine. It's more, this is more cartoon accurate after all. I'm not sure if you want to like put a darker green panel line in there to see the mouth. Even though it does have the wings, the design of the body is better because you get the flatter legs here and a more solid abdomen. I've said that in the Studio Series 86 Jazz review as well. And just like the other figures, no translucent windows, which is godsend on this figure because I'm afraid of these cracking during transformation. There's one flaw though compared to the Reveal the Shield. These shoulders could be sort of wobbly when moving it. It's kind of a very minor gripe. Yeah, I honestly did like the use of silver on the legs. Yeah. Before, it's not like I'm not fine with the gray either, because again, cartoon accuracy, although you do get a silver for the wheel still. Gun, which is nice. Yeah, missed the wings, but seems to do everything else fine. Articulation is great. So knees can bend all the way due to the transformation, and you got all the other transformation you'd expect. Ball jointed head, ankle pivot that you'd expect from a modern transformer. And the head sculpts look nice too, just like the Reveal the Shield Jazz. So, like I said before, not liking this as much as the Reveal the Shield one. Missed the wings. Don't think the shape of the arm, don't think the shoulders and the arms better than the Reveal the Shield Jazz, but it does everything else better. The abdomen looks nice, legs look better. A really nice Jazz figure to have if you don't have a G1 Jazz figure yet. Also, articulation on this figure is great. So get this right here. So overall, this is an amazing set. May not be worth it for you if you already own versions of some of the figures in this set already. But if many of these figures are completely new to you, it's a great set to pick up. Retails for about $100. I'd pick it up if you can find it around that price. These figures are going for about $25 nowadays. Even if you find them in stores like Target. So for about $100, you're really getting one figure free. If you own Detritus and Siege Hound, you really don't have to get this whole 5-pack for Hound. It's not better than those previous figures, in my opinion, unless you really want a green Detritus that bad. If you want the Detritus anyways, this set has great value. All figures look great, have great transformation and articulation, and look great in vehicle mode as well. You're getting all these for about the price of a Masterpiece figure. One of these Jazz doesn't even have a Masterpiece figure. And personally, I like the Hound in this set more than Masterpiece Hound. I see Masterpiece Hound has got that head Takara was forced to put on top of his hood, because apparently the vehicle licensor didn't want part of his hood opening up for the head, like we see on this Hound. As well as not having to deal with any convoluted Masterpiece transformations if that's not what you like. Please like this video, and if you do, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's it for my review. Bye.